Imagine a world where sound isn't a source of joy or connection, but a beacon for deadly creatures. These monsters, unseen but ever-present, are attracted to the slightest noise. A whisper, a dropped utensil. Even a cough can become a death sentence. This is the chilling premise of Tim Lebbon's The Silence, a world where survival hinges on a single, terrifying rule: stay silent. The creatures, called vesps, are relentless predators. Driven by an insatiable hunger, they descend upon any sound with ferocious speed. These creatures are the embodiment of our primal fear of the unknown, made even more terrifying by their invisibility. We never truly see them, only experience their devastating aftermath. This constant threat, this unseen enemy lurking just beyond our senses, creates an atmosphere of unrelenting suspense. In this new world, the very act of living becomes a dangerous game. Everyday noises, once taken for granted, transform into potential threats. The clinking of dishes, the creak of a floorboard, the laughter of children, all become invitations for the creatures to attack. The world, once alive with sound, is now shrouded in a blanket of oppressive silence. Lebbon's story isn't just about monsters, it's about our vulnerability, our primal fear of the unseen, and the lengths we'll go to for survival. It's about the power of silence, not just as a means of survival, but as a force that reshapes our world and ourselves. At the heart of The Silence is a family struggling to adapt to this terrifying new reality. We meet Hugh and Kelly Andrews, their teenage son, Jude, and their deaf daughter, Ali. Their journey is our window into this silent apocalypse, their struggles a mirror of our own potential for resilience and despair. Ali, deaf since birth, becomes an unexpected beacon of hope. Her fluency in sign language, once a way to navigate a hearing world, is now the family's lifeline. She teaches them to communicate silently, to navigate a world stripped of its familiar soundscape. Their home, once a haven of laughter and music, transforms into a fortress of silence. Carpets are laid to muffle footsteps. Windows are boarded shut to block out the sounds of the outside world. Every action, no matter how small, becomes a calculated risk, a potential invitation for the creatures. Lebbon doesn't shy away from the emotional toll this new reality takes. The family grapples with fear, frustration, and the constant strain of living in perpetual silence. But they also find strength in each other, their bonds tested and ultimately strengthened by the shared struggle for survival. In this new world, the rhythm of daily life is dictated by the need for silence. Gone are the days of bustling cities and crowded streets. Humanity has retreated indoors, seeking refuge from the ever-present threat. The world outside is a ghost town, the silence broken only by the whisper of the wind and the rustle of leaves. Communication becomes a precious commodity. Spoken language, once the bedrock of human interaction, is now a dangerous liability. Sign language, written notes, and even gestures become the new norm, a silent ballet of survival. The simplest tasks, once taken for granted, become fraught with danger. Gathering food, seeking shelter, even tending to basic needs requires meticulous planning and a constant awareness of one's surroundings. The world has become a minefield of potential noise, and every step could be your last. Lebbon paints a vivid picture of a world stripped bare, where the absence of sound becomes a character in itself. It's a world defined by its stillness, its emptiness, and the constant underlying tension of a world holding its breath. Living in perpetual silence takes a toll on the human psyche. Fear, a natural response to danger, becomes a constant companion. It manifests in every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of leaves outside the window. The characters in The Silence are haunted by the knowledge that any sound could be their last, that death lurks just beyond the veil of silence. Yet, even in the face of such terror, hope flickers. The Andrews family, bound by their love for one another, find strength in their unity. They learn to adapt, to find moments of joy and connection even in the absence of sound. Ali, with her unique perspective on silence, becomes a symbol of hope, a reminder that even in darkness, there is light. Their journey is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, our ability to find strength in adversity and to cling to hope even when all seems lost. Lebbon shows us that even in the face of unimaginable terror, the human capacity for love, compassion, and hope can endure. The arrival of the creatures doesn't just change the physical world, it unravels the very fabric of society. Trust, once a cornerstone of human interaction, becomes a luxury few can afford. The desperate need for survival brings out the best and worst in humanity. Neighbors turn on each other, driven by fear and the scarcity of resources. The rule of law crumbles, replaced by a brutal fight for survival. The silence, once a shield against the creatures, becomes a breeding ground for paranoia and distrust. Lebbon doesn't shy away from the darkness that can fester in the human heart when pushed to the brink. He shows us how easily civilization can unravel, how quickly our moral compasses can be shattered when faced with our own mortality. The most terrifying aspect of the silence isn't the creatures themselves, but the constant, gnawing dread that permeates every moment. The characters are forced to live in a state of perpetual vigilance, their senses heightened, their nerves frayed. The silence, once comforting, becomes oppressive, a constant reminder of the invisible threat that surrounds them. Every action, no matter how small, becomes a calculated risk. A cough, a stumble, even a whispered word could spell disaster. The characters are trapped in a prison of their own making, their lives defined by the need to suppress their very existence. Lebbon masterfully builds suspense, ratcheting up the tension with each passing moment. He places us directly into the minds of the characters, forcing us to experience their fear, their doubt, and their desperate longing for a moment of peace. Despite the horrors they face, the characters in the silence never completely succumb to despair. They find moments of beauty and connection even amidst the darkness. Love, compassion, and the will to survive become their guiding lights. Ali, with her unique understanding of silence, teaches her family to find solace in the quiet. They learn to appreciate the subtler sounds of the world around them, the rustling of leaves, the chirping of crickets, the gentle patter of rain. Through their struggles, Lebbon reminds us that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can endure. We have an innate capacity for love, for hope, and for finding meaning even in the face of unimaginable loss. The silence forces us to re-examine our relationship with sound. In a world stripped of its auditory landscape, we are forced to find new ways to connect, to communicate, to express ourselves. The characters in the story discover the power of nonverbal communication, the depth of connection that can be found in a shared glance, a gentle touch, a knowing smile. Silence, once a symbol of fear and isolation, becomes a catalyst for deeper intimacy. It forces the characters to slow down, to pay attention to the subtlest of cues, to truly listen to one another. In the absence of spoken language, they discover a new language of the heart, one built on empathy, understanding, and shared experience. Lebbon challenges us to consider the ways in which we communicate, the barriers we erect through words, and the possibilities that open up when we embrace the power of silence. The silence is more than just a horror story. It's a chilling reflection of our own world, a world increasingly saturated with noise and distraction. It asks us to consider what we lose when we lose the ability to be silent, to listen, to connect on a deeper level. What would it mean for us to embrace silence, not out of fear, but as a conscious choice? Could we rediscover the beauty of the natural world, the depth of human connection, the power of our own inner voice? Lebbon leaves us with a powerful message about the importance of silence, both in our lives and in our world. It's a message that resonates long after the final page is turned, a haunting reminder of the fragility of our existence and the enduring power of the human spirit.